heard the report and he looked at it, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. My goodness, when God says something, it comes to pass. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, the Bible says, and God said. Verse 6 says, and God said. Verse 9, and God said. Verse 11, and God said. Verse 14, and God said. Verse 20, and God said. Verse 24, and God said. Verse 26, and God said. Verse 29, and God said. Whatever God says, He shall. Whatever you say, you will see. Be careful what you say. Tell the one, it will tell you, and the evening and the morning were the sixth day. You will never read in the Bible anywhere that the morning and the evening. You will read, and the evening and the morning were the days. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 5, verse 8, verse 13, verse 19, verse 23, and verse 31. You see evening and morning were the day. You will not read morning and evening. You will read evening and morning. Productivity starts at night. Implementation is in daytime. While men slept, transactions were going on. A little sleep, a little slumber, so shall poverty take you all. Next slide. Number 2, I tell them the difference between an asset and a liability. Asset, liability. What is an asset? An asset is anything that brings money to you. Liability is anything that takes money from you. I expect that today somebody will go to MTN and tell them, MTN, how can I make money helping you in MTN? MTN will tell you, upgrade somebody to 4G network. They'll give you 100 naira. By the time you do 10 people in a day, you have 30,000 naira in a month. It's not your money, it's just helping them. They'll give you a short code and you do it. Somebody should walk to farm milk. Farm milk, what can I do? Is it okay? Show people how to buy farm milk or something. Find out, follow the money. Don't let an opportunity to ask about money pass you by. You need to be able to talk to them about how money is made. You need to give them insight into how much their school fees is. Help them to understand how much you spend on them so that they too can appreciate it and know what budgeting is all about. How much do you spend to put food in their house? Let them know. They have an idea, they know. Because tomorrow when their life starts or when they go alone, they should be able to budget for themselves. I can't throw my children into the place without teaching them about money. I can't. I sent my daughter to Dubai. That trip she went to Dubai, I gave her $200. 200. That is 60,000 naira to go to Dubai because I knew that it will have to spend money. Unknown to me, she came back, she bought gift for everybody in the house. Everybody. She was able to calculate how much should I spend for daddy? How much should I spend for mommy? She looked at me and said, Daddy, only 500 naira is enough for daddy. Only 500 naira. Mommy, maybe 2,000 naira, but daddy 500 naira. Daddy has money, but mommy doesn't have money. Imagine that kind of thing. Up and down. So he came back with two, but the one that was one talent, I'm sure was a Niger Delta boy. Because all of us, our resources are always under the ground. They bury that. I don't know, for trouble. He had one talent, so he buried it under the ground. So when the master came and he said to him, what did you do with your talent? He said, you're a wicked master. It is only us from the Niger Delta. When you say hi to us, we first greet you with an insult. You're a wicked master. You reap what you did not sow. Give us our money. Why didn't you make us the chairman of the unfunded commission? We start with petition. We start with petition, especially from the Niger Delta. Area, we there? We there. So he that had one talent went and buried it. And the master said, at least you should have put the money in the bank so that I get interest. Listen to what you have just said. At least you should have put the money in the bank. To go and work in a fast food restaurant selling buns and sugar. They didn't tell her to go and live in Dubai. She had to go and learn to work. My children go to learn to work because you must learn how you make money working. But I also teach them how to do business. A poor man will only teach his child how to go and get a job. There are other ways of making money. In the Garden of Eden, there were 4 rivers entering the garden. 4. If it took God 4 rivers to water the garden, you cannot be alive and tell me you only need one source of income. If you have only one source of income, you're a poor man. Develop habits that will make you well. Show your children the price they need to pay. In the morning, I spend an hour listening to YouTube on how to become better. My children see me doing that. Your children do not do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. If you don't read, they won't read. Whatever your father does, that's what he does. That's what you do. And I encourage you to go and get the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You can find it for 1,000 naira. Invest in yourself. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki. No one owes you anything. Let me drum it into your ear. Target. So that he can bring money from the outside. From the outside. From the outside. And he creates a Moabite principle. 1 break it to 3. Ebola principle. 1 this thing will scatter it to 3. It's Ebola. It's Ebola. Ebola taught me lesson of business. I learned business from everything. Multiply your sources of income. I have one friend, his name is Brian Ayton. Brian Ayton used to work with Yahoo and left Yahoo, they paid him off. So he went to hiking, he went around the world, finished his money. 2009, came back. He applied to Facebook. They sent him a message, they can't employ him. He applied to, Twitter. They tweeted him, they couldn't accept him. He went to his house, his basement, and was playing with his computer, created an application called What Is Happening. His friends saw him and said, look, let's open a company called WhatsApp. You need to open company. Once you are 18 years old, open a business. Open it. Open it. Don't.
Hello, thank you for watching. I believe you enjoyed this video about the life of Ubong King. Ubong King lived a wonderful life, a meritorious life, and he will never be forgotten. An inspirator, a motivational speaker, a pastor, and not only that, a business expert. He will never be forgotten. We miss you, Ubong King. Rest in peace. Bye for now.